All right, we've got another week of madness. So we've got a neon in our bay right now. We need to move over here to Sean's bay. It's getting a Haltech, and then we're gonna bring Derrick's Coupe into our bay, and it's gonna go ahead and get its upper control arms and all that jazz. Got to go ahead and rework the suspension after the chaos we had in Nebraska. Oof, it was wild ripping that upper ball joint out. But we're back at the shop now. We had a great weekend, epic personal bests, 980 at a 140. Now we got the CRX here. We got to get a staging brake on it because we couldn't hold it at the line with the two-step and everything. We just launched and took off and weren't able to hold the CRX back. It was just ready to go, and it looked like it pulled through on the two-step too. Watching my video last night, I haven't made the video yet, I'm still working on it, but I was watching it and checking it out and looking at all my footage, and I watching it, and I was on the two-step for a while. Right as I hit the top moon, I got on the two-step and it was bopping and banging, and then I was all jammed up, you know, ready to go, holding the e-brake, getting it as loaded as I could, with the e-brake only really locking on the driver tire. We were able to hold it pretty good, but once it pulled through and stopped two-stepping and pulled through on the RPM, it revved out to about, it was like just banging on the revelry, you know, 9200, about 9100, and it just pulled through. I saw it deep staged, and I thought I was still on the two-step because it kind of felt like it, you know, banging so hard, but I wasn't. And then I pulled through that bulb too and red lit, and that's how I got out in eliminations. But we'll get that situated this week, and then we'll be able to rip this weekend at IFO. This is the neon we're putting the Haltech on, the one we just did the slave cylinder line on, the clutch slave, or throwout. It's got a throwout. It's a hydraulic throwout, so there's no slave. We just did the throwout line on because it's got a hydraulic throwout. So it's getting a Haltech now. Jamie likes doing the Haltechs on these neons. It's pretty simple, not too hard to get in there, and he loves tuning it up and setting it up, and so should make some jam. All right, I got the upper all pops, nut off. It's ready. I can go ahead and pull those bolts. Gordo's running to get me both sides, driver and passenger uppers, and then we're gonna need a brake line here, along with Derrick's got a whole new fender. He's got painted and everything already. He's gonna bring that over so we can go ahead and throw that on as well. But we're gonna need to change this line. We're gonna change the upper control arms, and then just make sure everything's all nice and tight and good and fresh. Look, even the catch band got a little bit dinged up in the wildness of it all. Crazy. So yeah, I also have to get the traction bar off here so we can get that guy all a new one on there, straightened and everything and figured out, because we had to drag it through the rocks down a dirt road after the tire blew, like, or after the upper ball joint ripped out. Had to drag it back to the pits, and it's a dirt pit road, so it was rough. So sick though. All right, Gordo just got back with the goods for the upper control arms. I just got this passenger axle out. We're gonna go ahead and change the axles out. We got the driver one over here was just toast. There's a ball left in the pan here from the chaos, so change those out. That one right there, the passenger one, will get refreshed, and then it'll come back and it'll be a spare. This line looks all right, but we'll probably change it just so they're both new. You know, change one, you might as well change both, so then they're both at the same life expectancy. All right, I'll probably go ahead and bring it down and get these uppers out, and then collect the axles, get those going in, and maybe get this bar off. But it's holding the intercooler. The intercooler's mounted up top too, I think, though. So we should be able to work this up. Probably have to zip tie the radiator up, but that'll be all right. All right. All right. So we got some beautiful SPC upper control arms. Just made sure all the bolts were tight before I go ahead and pop these suckers in. Something you always want to do when you get new parts from anywhere. Make sure all the bolts are tight. Gotta get that cup off. Rock on, I'm pumped. It's gonna look good. Pick it up to get a little bit of tension off. Alright, so I got all the uppers all in and tight, cotter pinned up. I need to go ahead and get the axles in now. I believe they're out in the trailer though, so I need to go get those, but axles all in, or I mean upper control arms all in, cotter pinned nice and tight. This thing's pretty much ready for me to put the axles in. Everything's all loose and pops. I just need to go ahead and do it, get them and get it done. Good. So I think I need to change the half shaft, but I might not. We're gonna look. Moving right along here, boys. We've got the passenger and driver axle both in. We're taking out the traction bar out right now. Everything's all tight and cotter pinned. Make sure you guys cotter pin all your builds. It's the most important thing ever, dude. If you do not cotter pin, listen to this story right here. So I have an Integra and I drove it home. I just rebuilt it, did all the works, you know, put it all back together, cotter pinned it, drove it home. Was mobbing, hauling down the highway, slamming gears, doing my thing, and roll up to some construction. So my dad's following me. We dip off the highway, taking some back roads, and my dad takes a wrong turn, so we ended up hitting a dead end, and we both turn around. He turns around and he drives up the road. And I get about halfway, turn around in the U-turn, and the nut was gone for the ball joint, not even anywhere near to be found, and that's how far the cotter pin got me. Right there in that U-turn is when the cotter pin finally crashed down. The wildest thing. So then, we got even wilder. We took the nut off of my dad's engine mount for his Accord that he was driving to follow me in. We had a 12mm wrench, a stripped ball joint, and a couple pieces of rope and stuff. So what we did was we put the wrench, the 12mm wrench, in between the 17 nut that we took off the engine mount and the where all the bad threads were on the ball joint. Got it to tighten up just barely. Used the pieces of rope and the pieces of string and everything to tie the wrench to the control arm so it wouldn't swing or spin or do anything or loosen up or move and potentially allow the nut to loosen. And then we sent it on our way. We made it all the way home with the wrench and the string and everything in there. It was crazy. But we're getting Derrick's. We got Derrick's all done, ready to go. It's about ready to be at IFO this weekend. We need to get this bar off. Sean will fix that. And then Derrick's got a fender coming so we can get it all finished off. It needs an alignment now that it's got new uppers, but it's Monday, so we'll be able to get that stuff done and taken care of. I'm pumped up. I'm excited. It's gonna be another awesome, exciting race week and an epic race weekend. Stay tuned, and thanks for coming along with me, guys. Right on. So I just got everything all tightened up on Derrick's. It's ready for wheels to go on, but I just pulled the traction bar off, and I went up in the air with it, and Chris is over here just blasting my bay. He brought over with some concrete cleaner, and he's blasting it with the pressure washer right now. Look, that is way better than it was before. I mean, this up here is what it looked like. I mean, that's grease right there. That's a grease. Like, look, I'm in line in it. And he's just blasting it away, man. I'm so pumped. We unloaded the CRX, it's off the trailer. we've got the turbo covered, don't worry. Jamie just cleaned his all out, and we got Todd's unloaded right here too. He's going through his, he's got to check some stuff out and see what's going on. I got to check some stuff out on mine too. We had a little bit of oil blow by, not much, just about half quart, where some people have like 4 they got to worry about. So we're gonna clean that up, get it taken care of, and then we're gonna get e-brake, the staging brake on there, and all those little things, get them all dialed in and buttoned up. I'm pumped up, excited. Sean's got the Heltec all on the Neon pretty much. Jamie was over here with the laptop a little bit ago. They're just knocking away on this thing. They got a boost solenoid ready to go on. It's epic. I'm excited. Coming around all together. Prison, blasting my bay out. It's awesome. I'm excited.
We're about to tear my motor apart.
You're gonna tear in your motor too?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Woo! You got the squeegee now. The machine.
You can see like a hint of concrete color right there.
Yeah, I was showing them. Like over here is where it's really concretey. A little bit right here.
Over there too.
And then back here, it's all grease.
And right there.
Yeah, we got some concrete over here. Right there.
I let it all the way twice.
Awesome. So rad.
Alright, we're getting the studs out.
Yeah, ripping Gordo's motor apart.
Got everything else out. Just got to do the studs, the pan, and then the pistons are coming out. Then we get to wash it, take it to the machine shop. Because it is a dirty girl. Look at that.
Yeah.
Compared to this side,
I feel like that's all like this right here, I feel like is like soot from the dump tube or something.
oh yeah, that is over there, but it just kind of like faded, and it's like mostly grease over here.
Yeah.
It's a good mixture of both.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that these pistons aren't going to be salvageable because there's a little detonation on the corners right here. So I hope that didn't mess up the sides of the pistons.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That sucker on there good. We'll get the pistons and rods out of this thing, and then get the front and rear main off, the oil pump and rear main off, and we'll be able to get this thing sleeved. Oh yeah. All right, so we're getting all the pistons and rods out. Well, there's only number 3 left in there. Number 4 had a little bit of a smushed bearing, a little bit of a heat in that guy. 1, 2, and 3 all kind of look the same though. There's a little nick in number 1, but it doesn't look like it's spun or anything, just got a little nick in it. So we're getting 3 out right now, but getting this thing all torn down. We're about to get it to where the front and rear main are off, and then we'll pull the main caps and get the crank out and get it ready to go. Yeah, it looks the same.
These number 3 has a line down the middle of it.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
None of the other
might have had a little bit of bit of debris or something that got in there and went through it. Sometimes they have a little line. You don't want them to, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Rings and everything feeling good?
Oh, yeah. They're all still moving around nice. Smooth.
Yeah, good.
We got but yeah.
Right on. Almost there. Right on, guys. We got Gordo's all torn down and ready to go to the machine shop. Bunch of stuff done today. We're gonna have to take his and then this other H series out to get sleeved and Emilio's to get honed. I'm pretty excited to get all these things buttoned up and together. We got a bunch going on every which way, and the IFO this weekend. It's gonna be so sweet. Thank you for tuning in. Can't wait to get back out there on the track and see what we can do and get some more rips in and hopefully break down further into the 9s. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe down below, guys. This is GoofyBuilt, and peace out.